has been repaired. There was a tear in it after the May 6th game, but it's all good now. And I think we might see it next weekend.
Okay.
Pressure on so look forward to.
Good to go? All right. We have head coach Mark Parsons. Jason, go ahead.
Mark, this game seemed to kind of have a lot of ebb and flow to it. It seemed like the first 30 minutes, you're kind of all over them. They sort of come back into it. How did you see it playing out given the sort of phases in the game?
Yeah, really curious to be able to analyse this one back. I think positives is we were creating chances throughout the whole game. We were connecting to create chances throughout the whole game. Of course, we need to take them. Goals will change games and give us be able to get some rest and manage the game. But there was a lot of momentum swings. I think Louisville, they had a bit more of the ball in periods in the first half, but they weren't creating chances, but still making us run. Of course, takes energy from us. Second half just felt like we got on top and stayed on top. I'm curious to analyse this one because a few things weren't great, but our ability to continue to create chances throughout in different ways. When we're on top, create chances, but when we were chasing the ball, we also created chances through counter-attack. That's positive, and we wanted to be able to do that throughout this game.
Obviously, you end up with, against Louisville kind of in general, there's a lot of transition chances for them. How do you feel the team did in terms of, letting up not that many in the first half, but maybe letting up a few more than you might have won in the second half?
Yeah, worried the second half was going to get like this because there was a lot of space on the pitch from both teams in the first half, but we managed to transition better. But we took a lot of energy in pressing as well, a bit like the Gotham game, probably too much running in the first half. Worried the second half was going to become that. We actually haven't had many games. It's not in the identity where we want this end to end. We want to go and we want to be able to control them. But they turned up and they did a good job, and they got dangerous players, and they're making changes at the end, and they're just getting quicker and fresher as people come on. Tembi, South African international, she's a very, very good player, and I admired her since she was here with Houston, and she's healthy now, and someone I did not want to see at 60 minutes in a game that's been open and we've already used a lot of energy. What we did do in transition, we didn't stop it at source, we didn't stop it in the midfield, but we defended, the backline defended those moments really well. But that's also can be a game of roulette because there's quality in this league, and we aim to stop it here. Worst case here. We didn't, but the backline was strong and shut them down. There was one near the end where I thought we were in trouble when Andy Sullivan had got back and recovered at the top of the box, which was important.
Mario?
What were some of the things that you saw differently for tonight's game compared to what happened in last week's game against Gotham, and what are some things that you're looking to improve heading into the game against Angel City FC next weekend?
Yeah, I think the big thing is we were creating chances throughout the whole game in different moments, when we were on top, when we weren't on top. Similar game, the first half, we just weren't able to get our first and second bit of pressure on the opponent. That gives us energy, that gives us confidence. Second half we did. We had pressing and energy and pressure on the ball all over. Yeah, for us, I felt like we got stable a couple games ago, and the last two games we had chances at the end of Gotham, we had chances against the end of this game or throughout this whole game. We will know, we're going to watch back and go, wow, we could have scored a lot of goals. But I would like more control. I would like us to be able to have attacks where we then we finish or we counter press and keep the ball in that area. I don't want to be defending transition like we did tonight. We need to improve in that. Angel City very good in transition.
Trinity up against the goal early on. A lot of matches we see in football, the early goal, and then there's so many opportunities that the team doesn't finish up on. How important was that goal early on, but did you think that the team stagnated a little following that goal?
Yeah, great goal by Trin. She was a constant threat throughout. We lost her at the end of 15 minutes in the second half, beginning of the second half. We just couldn't quite get her in the game. And then we got her back in the game. As Louisville made some changes, actually I thought they benefited us, and I really liked the matchups Trin was going to have, and that matchup where we had the red card me and Trin looked at each other. We, when the change was made, we felt that Trin could be successful there in I don't know how long she was on the pitch, a minute or two. But that was tough. I don't think anyone wants to be matched up with Trin, but that was a tough matchup. And we were able to keep her in the game and busy and active and creating chances or having chances throughout. Trin, 21, and she's doing what she's doing right now. It's scary. She's such an exciting talent. Someone that I'm loving. I'm really enjoying working with. Same as Sanchez and Hatch and Savannah and Lena, who are doing great stuff in those areas. Nicole Douglas doing great stuff in those areas. Trin is someone who has such individual quality that she can do stuff on her own, but then she has the combination skill and the hold-up play and can connect with other people and create chances for other people, which is rare with someone who has her individual quality with the ball and physical qualities. She's good in connecting with people, and it's going to be fun watching her over the next few years. She's got a special path ahead, and hope we can keep her focused on doing the things that make her who she is, and training them and developing them, and keep building this connection. Sanchez, Hatch and Trin, they were connecting. Like Sanchez's ball for Hatch behind in the second half was excellent. We're working hard on these types of connections, and now we've got to keep going, score some goals.
Andre, fresh off the IR with an injury or illness.
Thank you. Yes, I'm back.
Yeah.
Voice is a little different, but I'm fine. Wanted to ask about it being a draw. 1-1. Sometimes these things can feel like wins. Sometimes they can feel like losses. Getting a goal early, and then of course, you don't have time to analyze the match, but just afterwards, in your perspective right now, how does the match kind of feel at the moment, kind of afterwards, with it ending 1-1?
Yeah, I think you delivered your question perfectly to try and get a couple of post-game quotes, that whatever it is, the headline quote. We create a lot of chances, and that's very important for us because we haven't been able to do that in the last couple of games. And they were good chances. They're chances that we want. So it's good to create random chances, individual chances, but when you're creating the same type of opportunities, you're built through cohesion. You're growing and getting better, and the chemistry's getting better, but also you're able to get ready to defend those moments when you don't score. So I was really happy with that. And at home, I thought we showed the great energy and commitment to fight and push. The noise on one of the counter-attacks, a bit like last week. There was a counter-attack from, I think, a defending corner, and the whole stadium just went nuts, and Hatch was running with the ball. I think she was wondering what was going on because the stadium took off. The crowd were really there for us again tonight, and we are very proud to play here at Audi Field every game this year, and the fact that fans are turning up is giving the team a lot of energy. We've got to focus on keep creating these chances. That's going to be the goal, and we do that against good teams like Louisville. Yeah, we're going to be a fun team.
And
all my effort to not give you your little headline there.
Very well done. I have another one, which of course don't want to get you in trouble with the league, but refereeing. Just want to get your view on some of it, because especially in stoppage time, it felt like there were some weird decisions and didn't really allow for much of a flow, even though there were 9 minutes of stoppage time.
Have you ever watched, is it Ghostbusters? That trap. That thing they flew out and it opens up? Actually, when I was 5, I came out of hospital for something silly and stupid, and my dad took me to a toy shop and I bought that trap. You could fling it and put your foot on it and it would open up. Reminds me of what you just did there. You both your questions. I see it, and I'm walking this way. Nothing to say. We have our process, and 10 years in this league, I don't think I've ever spoken in this situation about my opinions. What I will say is I think Pro and the referees, all the referees in the NWSL, the investment in VAR, the commitment to training, investment in training continues to be massive. And I was out for 12 months, and I've seen it all in 10 years in this league. Really good, important work from Alex at Pro and everyone else investing in improving things. Yeah, we have a process, and I'm really passionate about that as well. That this is the last place, or on social media, the last place anyone should be talking about this stuff. So I understand the question, I respect it, but yeah, we'll follow the process, and If we need to get some answers on things, we'll do it that way.
Curious, when you bring the players in after the game from a game like this, when you bring those players in and you're talking to them, it's kind of a mixed bag of a game. How are they reacting given, on the one hand, the pressure to win at home, 3 games without a win? I'm sure they're sort of feeling a little tension there, but also, like you said, creating a lot of chances.
I think we'll feel that when we come back together. In the circle, it's just very short and sweet from me. I said I'd stay on focus on the positives right now because we'll have a whole week to grow and get better. Creating chances was a big thing for us. And creating chances in the way we want to create chances was a big thing for us. We did those things tonight. Didn't do some other things. We'll get back to work this week and get back to full, stable performances, but also fully collective performance in all phases of the game. Creating chances wasn't one tonight, but we create them in open play, we create them in transition, in organised attack, transition, and set pieces. We continue to create them in set pieces in a really effective way. Again today, I thought we could have scored on multiple set pieces, so it's good. We need to keep doing it. Score.
We have one last question from Peyton in the chat. Hold on a second. Sorry, Peyton. I believe this is the same question we have right here written down. Mark, what positives can you take from this match moving forward, and what do you feel, if anything, is missing right now that's resulted in a point in the last 2 matches as opposed to 3?
Yeah, missing would be just a bit more control of the game, so we don't have to run and deal with these transitions. We've been very good at that. We don't give up chances. Like tonight, I don't remember a moment where I think Louisville should score. I think our XG before this game was the best in the league. Conceded XG was the best in the league. We've managed to do that, and finally creating many opportunities in the way that we want. So we keep building on that. We're a hard team to beat. We've got to keep that, absolutely. We've got to continue to create chances like we did tonight, and yeah, we can be a problem for anyone. And yeah, it's very important for me as well because I'm of course I've got so many things going on in my head. The season is so many ups and downs. Like this game had so many ebbs and flows, like someone said, but the season has as well. We've got to continue investing our identity in who we are and believe in that process, even when we don't get 3 points tonight. That's our North Star, and making sure that we stay on track. We don't randomly start working on things because it might help us just once in the next game. Keep believing in our identity, invest in our identity, keep developing these players, grow these players, and things are going to come together. Tonight, most things did apart from the ball hitting the net, and yeah, when you get in that space, it's important not to lose the things you are doing well. All right, thanks guys, appreciate it. I remember this night.
I was wondering your perspective of a game that, Mark was just talking about how team created a lot of chances, kind of just couldn't put it away, mostly restricted Louisville to a handful of things. How do you feel coming out of that where it's a lot of positives but not the result you wanted?
Yeah, I think on a game like this, not winning is very disappointing. We had so many really good chances. Not being able to put them away, being a little bit unlucky is disappointing, but to have had those chances is a positive for the future for sure.
And dealing with Louisville, Mark also mentioned that he would have preferred to stop their transitions further up the field, but that he said as a back line you did really well stopping them once it got to you. Mm-hmm. How are you seeing those moments sort of play out, and how did you, as a defensive group, sort of end up making those defensive plays to keep it to 1 and just from the penalty kick?
Yeah, I think the best is when you stop their attack early. but I think we did do a really good job stopping them no matter what. They didn't really have a good look at goal except maybe one chance in the PK. So that makes it even more frustrating that we weren't able to score another goal. Yeah.
What's the feeling in the locker room amongst you and the players following this game? Like you say, it's disappointing, but how are you and the rest of your team feeling? And Mark's saying that, we just got to get a goal in the net, but how are you guys feeling following this kind of result?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in the locker room yet. We haven't regrouped yet, but I think we're disappointed. But as a team, I think we're a unit, and we'll stay strong together, and we'll solve this together. Yeah.
And just a quick follow-up. Mark kind of said it's the North Star to keep the identity the way it is. How you guys are the back line, you guys been together seemingly almost every game. How have you felt in this current setup, the way the back line is playing, and where do you feel you guys could continue improving to get to that North Star level that he mentioned?
Yeah, I think coming into this season, we were a new back line learning to play together. I think the more the season goes, the stronger we get, the more we know one another. I think it's just about like little details and playing together more, and we'll get to that for sure.
Thank you.
Any more questions for Gabby?
I have a question. Did you get caught during the game?
It was last game.
Last game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. No. Soccer injury. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Gabby. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we got Dorian Bailey for you guys.
Who wants to kick us off? Just grab the mic. Maybe hold on to the mic and pass it amongst each other.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dorian, Gabby was just talking about how Louisville had the penalty and not too much else. How is it to sort of process getting a lot of chances, probably having the better of the game, but not coming away with 3 points in that kind of circumstance?
Yeah, I think we played a good game collectively, and of course we always want to come away with those 3 points. We just need to finish our chances, and we created a lot of chances. They had 2 amazing clearances off the line, so their defense held up really well, and yeah, we'll take the tie, but yeah, of course we would have loved the win.
I can't remember if it was last week or at the pregame press conference. Mark mentioned that one of the next steps for the team is getting the fullbacks and the number 8s further forward. How do you feel that side of things is going, given that those are 2 positions pretty well?
Mm-hmm.
How do you think the progression is going for the team in terms of getting you and Gabby into those spots?
Definitely an improvement from the beginning of this season, I'll say. I think Gabby and I have been able to get higher up the field a lot in these past few games, and that really helps us create more chances, getting crosses, and our 8s are doing a really good job of also rolling out wide, so we can play them and they can serve the ball into the box. So definitely improved, and hopefully only get better.
Trinity got that early goal for you guys. How much does that ease things for the defense, or does it create pressure now knowing that Louisville's going to want to push forward as much as they can for the next 87 minutes trying to look for that equalizer?
Yeah, I don't know if it really eases things. Yeah, it probably makes them even play harder, so it's nice to be up. Obviously, you might have a little more comfortability on the ball, but I wouldn't say it really eases things. We still want to keep pressing and try to score even more goals, and then we always need to be turned on in the back because, yeah, they're fast. Their forwards are fast, and they can counter us, and they have a good midfield. So, yeah.
Just wanted to build off of that question a little bit. Thanks for being with us. Psychologically, kind of wondering what it's like when you get such an early goal, and if you're wondering if there's got to be more coming. That was really easy, and then if it doesn't come, is it then into the grind of a game?
Yeah, I feel like that game was a grind, like the whole entire time. Like even though we had that early lead, they still were creating chances. So it was a grind the entire time, and yeah, I wish some of our other goals or chances would have gone in. That would have made things a little easier, but yeah, the entire game was a grind.
And just wondering the reaction after the red card, that sometimes, again, kind of building off the psychological questions. I don't know why I have so many of those.
That's okay.
But just wondering, what that does to the team, because it seems like Louisville even kind of compacted a little bit and got a little bit stronger. But then, of course, you also had plenty of possessions and shots as well. Just kind of talk us through the shift when you get a red card, was still about chasing the game with about 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, so that did change the dynamic a little bit. I feel like we were trying to press forward even more and get more numbers into the attack. And, what also helps us, the crowd was really into it. And they were super loud, and that just gave us even more energy to keep pressing forward and create as many chances as possible.
Any more questions for Dorian? We got one more up here for Jason.
Dorian, Mark mentioned that the game was very open and that it took a lot of energy from the whole group to sort of that first hour especially. How are you seeing that aspect of the game play out in terms of having to cover so much ground and deal with the fact that Louisville seemed to kind of agree to a kind of an open game?
Yeah, definitely in the first half there was a lot of space all around the field. So that makes it tough to defend, and obviously I get to see everything in front of me, and it was a lot of running. There are so many open spaces and pockets, and they were doing a great job of getting their numbers into the attack and overloading the sides. So yeah, definitely tired us out a little bit in the first half, but I think the second half we were able to make it a little more compact and close those spaces.
Any more questions? Thank you guys. Thank you, Dorian.
Thanks, Dorian.
Thank you.